Hi, I'm Alex Menemy, and today we're with the team behind The Witcher, showrunner Lauren Schmidt Hissrich, and executive producer Tomek Bagiński.
Well done with our names, too. Those are not easy ones.
Not easy ones.
I've been practicing, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
The Witcher is an adaptation of the books, but lots of people know about it from the games. How did you go about getting the balance right for the show's aesthetic?
Really, we go back to the source material, which is the books. And what's great to know is that the video games also came from the books. So we're all basing this on the same stories that people fell in love with in Poland, 30 years ago. So really, there wasn't much of a balance to take. It is, we're going back to this source material, which is so rich, and there's so much to be brought out of.
Yeah, and it's not about the book is that the game is not working or something like that. The game is brilliant. It's really well done. It's played all over the world, but we wanted to just give a different version of this world and something also for the fans who love the games. I think it will be very, very nice to have something new and different and fresh and those two worlds can live along each other.
Yeah, they coexist.
Can you tell me how you came to cast Henry Cavill as Geralt?
I can. So Henry is a huge gamer, in fact. He had played all of the Witcher games and had played through Witcher 3 several times, and he was in love with the character Geralt. So he actually approached us as soon as he heard that Netflix was making a show. Approached us, had his agents, he'll tell a very funny story because he had his agents call every other day to see what the progress was. And eventually someone said to me, will you please sit down with Henry Cavill? So we did, and we had a great conversation, but I was honest with him. I said, we're not at a place to start casting yet. And even when we are, I'm going to need to meet a lot of people before I know we found our Geralt. And I did. I met with 207 other potential Geralts. At the end of the day, though, I kept hearing Henry's voice in my head. And I called him, and we ended up meeting again in New York, and he auditioned for the role. He actually got to read for the character, which was incredible. And those of us in the room that day, we knew that we had found our guy. And then you felt that way, too, when you saw the tapes.
And once we saw the tapes, and we were exactly in the same position, we saw more than 200 faces. And we were very, very close to production, and we still didn't have Geralt. And then the tape of Henry came in, and it was just such a relief, because this was the guy. Yeah. This was the guy. The humor, the bitterness, the toughness, everything was there.
Yeah.
And we loved it.
And the beautiful white hair.
Yeah.
And beautiful white hair.
He told me that he took the whole costume home with him.
Yes.
Did he tell you about walking around the house wearing it?
Yes. It was important to him, and it's one of the reasons why Henry is such an important member of our team, is because it's not just a role to him. He wanted, for instance, the armor to look like it had been worn for years and years, so he made breakfast in it, and he would sleep in it. We're like, you don't have to do that, by the way. But he is that invested in embodying this character.
Season 2 is already confirmed. What do you want to bring to this second season that makes it even better than the first season?
It's interesting because our approach with season 2 is different. Season 1, it's all about world setup. It's making sure that you understand the continent where this world takes place, and that you also know and fall in love with these characters. Season 2 then allows us to have, I think, a little more focused storytelling. The story, Tomek can tell you, goes fast and wild. It's got a lot of drive to it.
But it's also more streamlined, because all the 3 storylines are now in the same timeline. Mm-hmm. So I think it makes it a little bit more straightforward, but in a very, very good sense. I think it will be a very strong season. And we also learned so much on the first one.
Yes.
About the world, about the characters, about what we want to tell. I think it will be brilliant in the second season.
It's like putting on a slipper as opposed to like a new squeaky shoe.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah.
You just know it that much better, and it feels like a family now.